been cited for a violation of clearing trees and cutting up stream wood. The good news is that over the last couple of years, the County of Santa Cruz has really improved their code enforcement. We now have a resource planner who's more focused on environmental code compliance, and we have a really excellent district attorney. We also have the California Department of Fish and Wildlife that can enforce the state laws, and they have better property access. So they're really helpful. On the policy side, the County of Santa Cruz has been developing a riparian enhancement program over the last 5 or 6 years. And again, that came out of some of that community and agency concern about how to better implement the Riparian Corridor Protection Ordinance. And we're looking, instead of doing enforcement, we're looking at focusing on cooperative stewardship within riparian neighborhoods. And we feel that working cooperatively with property owners is going to be more effective, because we really want people to take stewardship of these riparian areas, learn about them, enhance them, and then when we walk away, they're still invested in protecting that area. And just because of the pattern of development, especially in the San Lorenzo Valley, you do tend to have these neighborhoods, kind of discrete neighborhoods, and we want to use that structure to try to improve riparian areas over a bigger area. We have so many individual property owners that this seems like a good way to make a bigger impact. And again, what it is, you have a historic residential home, but we're really looking at how can we improve the habitat between the home and the creek. And then the important thing is that in turn, we're hoping that by improving the riparian corridor, we're also going to improve in-stream habitat conditions and in-stream habitat complexity. Because one of the things I found is that the more someone's really looking in the creek, then the more they're concerned about the wood and all the natural river process that's going on in the river or stream. Okay, the third activity area is active conservation. So this includes both conservation easements and then things that are on the ground, either removing non-natives or enhancing native habitat. And this is really cool. We've already started a pilot project in Paradise Park, and Paradise Park agreed to host our pilot project, where what we did is we did a riparian inventory of the whole area. It's about a mile along the San Lorenzo River, and looked at what was happening within that 50 feet of the protected riparian area. And then we went and identified some easy areas to do some riparian enhancement for a riparian plantings project. And we just finished this in March 2018. It was a really fun project to work on. A lot of partners came together. We had some interns, we had watershed stewards, even parks helped us. And what we did is we chose some areas where, that again, a lot of this riparian corridor is in people's backyards. And so what we did is we chose a plant palette that focused on native riparian plants that had these landscape qualities, so things that flowered, flowering currant, or things that were good looking, and we added in these native plants. And this pilot project was really intended to look at, well, how much effort did it take, how much money did it take, then we're going to track and see what was the survival of the plants, what seemed to do well, what did people like. This is adjacent to one of the public beach areas in Paradise Park, and for example, these plants were chosen to be fairly drought tolerant and attract butterflies and hummingbirds. So we'll see how it goes. The great thing is we did this whole project for only $2,000. And the other great thing is at the last minute, the city of Santa Cruz was looking for a mitigation site for some riparian impacts, and we were able to add an additional area with that funding. And that was great too, because we see that as a potential way to help fund this riparian enhancement. And then the last activity area is outreach and education. And this is just a page from the Stream Care Guide, which is available on the RCD's back table. And this is just an illustration. What we're hoping to do is really improve and develop some new materials about riparian plants to get out to all these streamside property owners. We've already started that process with some more information about, does it like sun or shade, helping develop some plant palettes for different areas of the county depending on what kind of riparian community it is. And then we already have plans underway to do a riparian demonstration garden at the new Felton Library. And again, the idea is that it's not just riparian restoration, but it's helping to showcase some of these native riparian plants with information, with the little tags, and there'll be handouts so that people can learn about riparian plants that they can use in their own backyards to help us improve riparian corridors. And that's it. While I'm up here, I did want to make one more announcement, which is that the county has finished our database and website for the juvenile steelhead and stream habitat monitoring program. And so there's a flyer out on the back with the RCD's information where you can pick it up. We have the addresses. We completed a story map that provides an overview of the program. We have a link to the data that we already have in the database. And we have some of the data sets in a time-lapse map. So I hope everyone here will pick this up, and this gives you some of the addresses. And this is really a draft, so we're open to hearing comments and feedback from this. So thanks again.